All right. What's going on? Hopefully things are going well. Getting into this episode here about acquiring a business and how to safely acquire a Google business profile from another business owner. Now, this is huge because if you're acquiring a business, typically your Google business profile is going to be the most important asset that you get. And if you do not do this right, you can lose it permanently and you'll have to start all over. So with this, I'm going to give you 5 tips, 5 things that you need to keep in mind when acquiring a Google business profile for a business, right? For your business, if you're taking over, if you're acquiring a business, if you're buying just a location, whatever. Okay. These are my 5 tips. And with that, I'm going to put a bonus at the end. One thing everyone forgets to do, or most business owners don't do, because they do not know the differences between a few things on a technical level. So my name is Josh Thompson. I've helped add $35 million to local businesses in annual revenue. And I've helped many businesses transition or get acquired. I've been through this many times, so I'm very familiar. So with that, let's get into it. Number 1 is the email address associated with the business profile. There is going to be a primary email address that owns the business profile. And transferring ownership, primary ownership, can be risky. Okay? Because to Google, that signifies a big change, right? So, number 1, acquire the email address that is the primary owner of the account. I don't care if it's their personal email. Hopefully, it's just a domain email for a domain, but I don't care what that email address is. You need to acquire that email address so that you have login and control, and you do not need to ever change the primary email address associated with that Google business profile. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, back up all of the assets. Go through the pictures, the posts, the Q&As, everything on the Google business profile, all of the history, and save everything to a Google Drive or wherever, but back up every asset on there. That's number 2. Number 3, do not change anything at all on the name, the address, the phone number, the website. Do not change anything on the Google business profile. Too many times people want to go in and tinker with the name. They don't understand how dangerous that is. Do not go in and start tinkering with little things. Okay? Leave it alone. Don't touch it. That's number 3. Number 4, get everything you need to prove that you own the business. That means rental of the building that the address is associated to, or ownership of that building, okay, in your name, or the documents in your name, or the business name, the LLC for the business, the DBAs for the business, the utility bills for the business, right? Everything and anything and everything you need to prove ownership of all of those things and that you are in control and paying for all of the legal and business running dealings for that business need to be yours that you can send to Google. All right, that's number 4. Number 5, and our final one here, is if you're going to change the name, wait until you have everything. So first, acquire all of the documents that we just talked about. But on top of that, make sure you get a DBA or an LLC with the new name, preferably a DBA under the LLC, so that you can say this, we're changing our name, but still under the same LLC. We're not changing who owns the company. We're just changing the name of the company. Okay. So, but you need a DBA, signage on the building with the exact name. I would know the exact name before I even did that. I would be planning out what I wanted that name to be with keywords and everything, but that is whatever. Signage, utility bills, right? Everything that you need to prove the new name needs to be done as well before making any changes to the name if you are going to change it. And still, I wouldn't change any of the other things. The email, the less you can change, the better. And changing nothing is the best, right? You do not want to lose this. You don't want to start over. Age is so valuable. Reviews are so valuable. So with that, what's my one bonus? This may seem obvious, but you won't be surprised how many people don't understand the difference of this and don't do this. Make sure that you get the hosting for the business account and the domain for the website, that you own the domain. Even more important than the hosting is the domain. So if you're at mybusiness.com, okay, the hosting is where the website is, the content on the website, but the domain is actually owning mybusiness.com. You have to make 1000% sure that you own the domain. You can go make a new website. You cannot buy a domain that you don't own. You will have to start fresh, and that will be difficult, and you will lose a ton of potential from that. So make sure you own the domain. And then if you have another domain, if you're saying, I'm doing a new name and a new domain, okay. The new name, you want it on the old Google Business profile. If you're going to go that way, you want all that old information. That's what you're buying. And the domain, you can point your old domain to your new domain, okay? And you will keep all of the value when you do that. If you point an old domain to the new domain, you get all the value from the old domain, okay? So make sure you own those. That's what I got for today. If you're acquiring a business or you want to talk more about your business, where it's at, what you can do, I can give you some information, or I can give you our free Google Business Profile and website audit that we're offering right now. You can hit me up, josh@brightbeamseo.com, or visit brightbeamseo.com. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow.